if someone would ask me what is the biggest change that I can have on the world, on society, then my answer is that of start with yourself, because that is the biggest control you have on your environment, yourself. And you should not underestimate that you can have big impact on others too. But it starts with yourself. Have you ever flown in a commercial airline? Like, you know that these gas masks, these oxygen masks, right? They fall down from the cabinets from above when you're flying if something happens to the plane. God forbid it happens, but imagine if it happens. You have to put the mask, the oxygen mask, on first for yourself and then for others, right? Why? Because you have to first help yourself, and then you can be able to help others, right? If you have, let me give you this story, right? If you have poverty, if you are poor, right? You have a low income and you can barely feed your own family. How are you able to help other people, right? How are you able to help or give others if you're lacking so much yourself in that sense? So beautiful analogy is that of a Jewish analogy. I'm not Jewish myself, but they have this tradition where they have this cup which is filled with wine, but it's filled overflowingly. And that resembles the situation where first create abundance for yourself and for your family, and then with that abundance, with your overflowing cup, you can actually help other people. You can actually provide for others, and you can share for others. But that's only possible. You're only capable of doing that. You're only capable if you have an overflowing cup, and an overflowing cup is gives you the capacity to share and to give others what perhaps, right, you have in abundance, because you can give others if you're lacking. But what happens to yourself? What happens? You become perhaps in content that you gave, and you become jealous towards others, right? And you start becoming pretentious. You start becoming demanding because you gave something to someone else that you might need, right? So, well, I think those thoughts should be kept in mind